Hello, I'm Simon from Fisks, and this is another Fisks Talks On video, and today I'm going to be talking to you about boards. Boards do have a bit of a reputation. They're not really liked by our clients and the general public. They think they're a bit tatty, they make the roads look a little bit messy, they can fall over and kids can push them over and things like that. So I know that this might be a little bit of a hard sale to explain to you why you should really have a board, because they don't have the best reputation. But what you've got to think about with a board is that if it does look a bit messy and it is a bit knocked over, just get your agent to change it straight away. Get them to put a nice fresh one out, not an old weather-beaten one out. I can guarantee you that agent will bend over backwards to make sure that board is up again, because the agent really, really wants these boards in place, and I'll come back to that at the end of the video. Now, we are in a digital age. Boards are most definitely a bit of old school technology. We are talking a bit of wood and some plastic, but there are some huge benefits to having boards, which I just wanted to touch with you, explain what the benefits are. So the first one is viewers will struggle to find your house, especially in these winter months. It gets dark so early. So those viewers will be able to just drive down the road, see the board from a distance, lovely and easy, go straight to your house. They do not have to slowly drive down the road looking for a house number that they can't find. And of course the agent, when booking the viewing, can just say, don't worry, there's a board outside, go down the road, you can't miss it. So it just makes the whole viewing easier, makes them more on time, and the viewer more relaxed. Second thing is, if you put a board up, people like your neighbours and all the people driving past your home, even though they're not perhaps looking, they will then go and tell their friends, their family and their work colleague. Because of course lots of people want to move near their family. So the more people we can tell that your house is on the market, the better. So even if your neighbour's not actually on the market, when they go and tell their work colleague, you could get that viewing, and you only need one buyer. So why wouldn't you want to just let the whole market know? The third reason is good old-fashioned board spotting. Now this does still happen. It might be the older generation, but specific roads, specific closes or housing estates, people will drive around them looking for boards, getting a feel of the area, and they will then log those boards and call the agent that's offering it. So even though the call might come from a portal, or they might say they saw it in a newspaper, or they might just phone up the agency, the reality is there's a strong percentage of inquiry that has initially come from that board. So there's quite a few benefits to having them. Now, statistics are a really tough one. On boards, I do think it's a bit of a grey area, but if you do your research, it's anywhere between 17 and 50%. Now, if that's the level of inquiry that's coming from a board and I wanted to sell my house, I can tell you now I'd be having a board, because even if it's the 17%, that's still a large chunk of people that I would like to be notified about my property. Now, the downside. So what is it that you guys don't like about them? Well, one of the things is you don't want everyone to know that your house has been on the market too long. Well, I agree that having your house on the market too long can be a problem, but I'm not sure if it's the board's fault, because you are not phoning the agents saying, don't do me newspaper advertisement, which has a date on it, and you're not saying don't put it online and on that portal, which even has a date that it came to the market. It's the first thing that you can see on the page of that property. So you're not complaining about those dates, but you are complaining about the board. So I'm not really sure if it's the board's issue that you haven't sold, because you, as they have these dates on this other marketing. Now the other one is you don't want your neighbours to know. I don't want them to know that I'm selling in case I don't move, etc. Well, as I say, you want everyone to know about your house. So the idea of not telling certain people doesn't really sort of have much effect on me. It doesn't really make much sense. It's not very logical. And the third one is people talk about security. Well, once again, I can go on Google Street View and look at the front door, even get your door number. I can go onto the Royal Mail and get your postcode, so I've got your full address. I can go onto Google Earth and I can see your fence, and I can see whether it backs onto an alleyway. So all of this data now, it puts your house at worse security than a board. So I think the board is getting a little bit of a bad rep here, and even in 2019, it does have a huge effect on your marketing, and it has a big impact on selling your property. Now, you've got to think to yourself, is those are all really important things for you, but why do the agents want them? So why is it such a big thing that we always want boards? Well, this is hugely important to agents. They really need these boards. The reality is this: a buyer will follow houses. A buyer sees houses that they like, prices that they like, roads that they like, and off they go. But to choose to sell, you actually want to follow agents. You want to follow the agents that are doing the business. And I understand that makes sense. And one of the parameters that you look at as sellers is you look at who's got the most boards in the area. You also now look at portals as to who's got most stock, but you look at boards. So if the agent knows that it's great marketing for their company to get a board outside your house. And that's why they need it. It's free advertisements. Now, when you're sold, the agent knows that you're not fussed about showing that you've been on the market a long time because you're sold. And if you are sold, you've probably told your neighbours that you're moving, so you don't mind your neighbours finding out. So that's why they will say, look, we've now got an offer accepted, can we get a sold board, please? Because they really just need to push their own company. Now, a few little house rules about boards, just so you know sort of what the guidelines are. Now, there is a size limit, and of course all agents will take the biggest space we can. It's about 1/2 metre. I think officially it's about 800 millimetres by 600 millimetres. So it's about 1/2 metre in size. That size, the reason why it's there is because that is the maximum advertisement you can place on a property without having to get council consent. So you actually do need planning consent because it's an advertisement. So anything bigger than that, and yeah, the council can come after you and fine you, and you are supposed to get permission. So that's the limit. You're only allowed 1 board per property. So all you crazy people that are on multis, you should only have 1 agent board. So if you're on with 3 agents, you should not have 3. What the kind of way around it is, an agent will take a post and do 1 board one side and the other brand the other side. So that's how they get away with having 2, because they argue it's on 1 board. But that's really all you need to know about that. But that does also include garage sales. So even though that rule affects us, it also affects you. So if you want to do a garage sale and you want to put a board on your drive, make sure it's below 1/2 metre squared. So that's all you need to know about boards. That really gets you started on those. I look forward to seeing you for the next video. Thank you.